Hi everyone, today I'll be testing if Eclipsed Soul Prayer is worth using, specifically for ranged. Now I know what you're thinking. Wings! Eclipsed Soul doesn't work in ECB spec. It's terrible for ranged. True. If you can use ECB spec, then of course it sucks. But what if you struggle to use ECB spec at a certain boss? Or you don't have it? Let's first see how it actually works. Let's first compare the difference between prayers and curses. The differences are shown on screen here. You have less defense and accuracy, but for 1% more strength and the extra 4% crit chance. If you're curious, the difference is even greater with the Zealot's necklace. How it actually works is that it slowly regenerates 10% of your max health for the next 6 seconds whenever you crit. It doesn't refresh a duration if you crit again. If you try to pray a flick, your Eclipsed Soul buff gets removed. This is probably the worst part of it if this doesn't change. The healing is pretty consistent with your max health. Now if it heals better than Soul Split, we'll find out soon at an actual boss. Let's start with a real test. I made a video testing tier 100 above the Last Guardian at a variety of bosses I am comfortable with. Using this video, out of all the bosses in this video, there are only 2 I did not use ECB spec, Masuta and hard mode Vorkath. Masuta I can use ECB spec, I just didn't do it in the video. That leaves me with hard mode Vorkath. If you have seen this video, I use both Saradomin Bow and Guthix Bow spec in order to have sustained healing. I do Soul Split at the beginning of the fight as well. So what if we substituted this Soul Split with Eclipsed Soul? How would it perform? Let's find out. Instantly, I regretted all the decisions I made to try this here. To answer the question, does this new prayer sustain as much healing as Soul Split? I felt like I signed up on a combat achievement made by Zamorakian. Soul Splitting this boss is already hard for sustain, but this prayer comes nowhere near close to Soul Split. I was still able to get the kill, below 4 minutes, but I still ended up relying more on Saradomin and Guthix Bow for sustained healing. After giving it a glimmer of hope, I decided to just finish the task with curses. What if we lower the difficulty level to Masuta the Rude? The first part of the fight, I am normally able to Soul Split after his spinning to win the attack, but in this situation, I was forced to eat to stay alive. So I tried to solve this in an unconventional way. I would use Saradomin Bow while he was spinning. That allowed me to use Eclipsed Soul after, but the fact I have to do that, I might as well just protect from melee in the first place. Speaking of that, all that damage from deflect melee, yeah, that's gone. Fast forward throughout a few tests and resetting, I couldn't beat my PR. But what surprised me is how close I was to my PR. The Zealot necklace buffing the prayer contributed a lot, and Eclipsed Soul will serve as your healing prayer. Another place where I see myself using it is Slayer, with the Zealot necklace of course. Less prayer drain, more damage, if you can survive that is. My review on this prayer is that it serves a few purposes. Early game healing prayer before unlocking curses and the prayer levels. It might not be the most elegant healing prayer to use, but in the early game where your damage may not be that high, your healing power will always be the same. With Group Iron mode coming, I can see this being used often. Another use is Slayer. If accuracy is not an issue, and you can survive just fine with this prayer, you're better off using Zealot's necklace with it. If survivability becomes a problem, then Soul Split will be better. If you find a boss you can handle surviving with the Zealot's necklace and you don't lose too much damage for not using Reflect prayers, you might find this useful. I think I could beat my Masuta PR if I tried harder, assuming I didn't have an ECB. Last but not least, if you want to make a Nomad upset, show him this prayer because he cannot do anything about it. I do have a couple of suggestions on how to improve it or a greater version of it in the future. Let me know what you think. I also do think the duration should also reset when you crit. Let me know what you think. I think this prayer has a lot of potential for players that have lower DPS to use as an alternative way to heal compared to Soul Split. It's just not there yet, and if a greater version does come, I had hoped this is what it's going to be. Before I wrap this video up, there is no way I'm just gonna leave it here and not show you this.